Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the West East Podcast. I am Amanda, and I am joined by the one and only Dr. Art. Good morning, Dr. Art. How are you?
Good morning. Good evening,
Good.
rather.
Good evening, good morning, yes. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Guru is in Mumbai, and I am in Toronto. And it is the middle of the night for me and the middle of the morning for you. And I always ask you, how's the weather?
Today it's pleasant actually.
Very good. Right now, folks, it is monsoon season in India, which is something as a Canadian that I didn't know about. Other than I know what the word means, but I thought it would be interesting to explore some extremes in weather. So this will be an episode that's about some differences between West and East, and maybe a good opportunity for folks to learn. And I have some funny facts about snowstorms in Toronto that I can share at the end. Or I guess facts or happenings, depends on how you would characterize that. But I'm glad that it's a pleasant day. So let me debunk a myth. I thought in monsoon that means it's pouring rain every single day up to your knees. Is it the case?
In some places, yeah. It happens in Mumbai also, but it's not all, like, it's not all days. Sometimes you get sunny also. And it is like within the span of hours also, it can change. It's nothing fixed.
So let's dive in then. I'll ask you, how long does monsoon last? Like the season?
So usually it's like starting is June, and it starts from like Kerala, and then it moves upward towards the like northern side. So it moves from Kerala, then moves like Mumbai, and then it goes to the like Delhi and Himalayas. It's the direction is that way. And the it's like it lasts till about September end, I think. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Oh, so
usually we say we
different.
have a very big festival called Ganesh Chaturthi. So once the Ganesh is gone, he takes monsoon with him, like we say. But it's because of the global warming and all. It's not 100% like right now. It sometimes rains after that also.
Okay. Is that the biggest change you've noticed from
Yep.
like
Yeah, and
climate change?
even
Is
starting also differs. Sometimes in May also we get rains.
what's the most amount of rain you've gotten at once, like that you can remember? Because you grew up seaside in
Yeah.
Gujarat, right? So
Oh,
big
I have
monsoon season there.
experienced monsoon like very elaborately in my life. So I remember, I think it must be 1996 because she was 1 year, and it was flooding in Verawal, and we were staying in the quarters of my dad. He was working in a municipality hospital. He was a CMO there, so had been given quarters. So it was two floors. So the rain was such that it started to water started to come in our house, and we had to move everything on the top floor. With like my duty was to take care of Shiv, and my dad and my mom and the other
Right.
staff helped us move everything, and my dad had to let go the staff because they could not reach, if they would not leave right that time, they will not
Right.
reach their homes. So only three of us were there, and like we used to cook, we used to stay in that. It was like I think for a whole week, and milk and everything, vegetables were not like we didn't have any storage.
Yeah.
So people used to come in boat, and they used to give us like each house they used to give things, and they used to give milk
Yeah.
powder, vegetables in the. They'll put it in the bag, and we will put rope, and they'll tie the bag, and then we will take it inside. It was like I still, it
That's like
is
a
very vivid
movie.
in my imaginations. And mostly we were store like potato and onions and all the green vegetables were not as like easily available because of the monsoon. So we will store, and like 3 times a day we would eat potatoes.
No complaints
Yeah,
there.
we got
uh,
food. There is no complaint. Yeah,
yeah, no, very true. And I love the spirit of the community of just, hey,
yeah,
we'll still
yeah,
make
yeah.
sure people get what they need.
Yes.
I joked that during monsoon you guys must have to like travel on boats everywhere, but I was joking. I didn't know that it
It happened.
it
This
could
was only once
actually
I have
happen.
experienced. It is not always. It's
Uh,
not always the case.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
And recently,
Uh,
till like from 1996 till dot this year, Like last to last week, a whole night it was pouring, and I had no clue, because when I left, I came around 8 o'clock from work, and that time it was just raining. There was no water clogging or anything. And I had, like, when I got ready and I went outside, all the streets were like till knee. It was water was clogged, and I had to walk in that water to go to like next street and to hospital.
Oh wow,
And
that's
yeah,
dedication.
and by the time they finished, and I came back, it was like clean. Where was the water?
Like playing a trick. Well, that's good though. It must mean that there's good like drainage
Yeah.
too, right? Set up in the city, which would be very important. Um, so then how do people receive monsoon? Like, what kinds of activities or food or like,
Oh,
is there something special for the season?
definitely, definitely. Like, see, we are Indian and we are fond of foods. You give us any season, we have different foods for all seasons.
Yes.
So,
Thank God,
yeah.
because the foods are delicious.
So we used to have like, there are special foods like chai is something like I love when there is raining and I'm at home and sipping hot tea and with some food. Like, we make pakoras or bhajias, we can say. It's made of I forgot the English name of it. It's not coming in my head. I don't know.
Of
It's
pakora,
fritters,
like chickpea
fritters,
flour and yeah.
fritters.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And then samosa, then kanda bhaji, mirchi vada, all this are like always go to, like, it's raining, my dad will say, make bhajiyas. It's like that. And
Shiv too.
we, me and Shiv used to, the first rain starts, and if we are at home, we'll go to terrace and just dance in the rain and just get wet in the rain. It was like that as a kid. And then when we used to make paper boats and put it in the puddle and enjoy like that.
Oh, I love that.
And
I like the embracing of the
yeah.
rain.
And what kind of umbrella do you have? As a kid, we used to have the boots also, and it was enjoy, like, it was good. The full whole new footwear for the monsoon.
Yes. Y- So okay, so everybody is well, everybody, you're everybody to me. So everybody meaning your family, but I'm assuming lots of people are, embrace it,
Yes.
enjoy it, are prepared. It's a normal
Yep.
thing, right? Just like winter in Canada, we know is crazy. Monsoon is crazy in India.
And especially in Mumbai, we usually go to Marine Drive when it is raining. The sea is there, and people sell bhuttas. It's called like roasted corn with the lemon and the
Yes.
masalas like salt and chili put on that
Mm.
top, and people enjoy that. It's the one thing you should enjoy, one experience in the life. Like monsoon in the Mumbai.
Oh, I definitely I'm intrigued by all the seasons in India. So then how many seasons are in Mumbai? Just so that I understand because like monsoon is considered like a
Yeah.
season, right? Like the rainy season. So you guys have rainy season and you have like
Yeah.
summer.
Summer.
That's amazing. Because I remember when we visited, it was just you said Mumbai's pretty much the same until it
So
rains.
winter is there, yeah. So winter is there, but it is not as cold as other part of like India, like Gujarat or northern part. So the temperature in summer is very hot, and temperature in winter is very normal, and then monsoon.
Yeah.
That's what I have observed. And
And what's the humidity
yeah,
like
sorry.
during monsoon? Because humidity's high. What's the humidity like? Because humidity's high
Yes,
during
yes. When it is
the
not
year because
raining,
you're
it
by
is
the
humid,
sea.
because when there is more humid, then it will rain. And people go to, long drives in the rain. We have Lonavala here. We have many places where we specially go for monsoon season and explore the waterfalls and everything. So in 2022 I did fog marathon run. In that we did 10-kilometer marathon in rain, and it was amazing experience.
You definitely, you and Shiv taught me to embrace the rain. I feel like a lot of people here when it
Yeah.
rains, they get worried. Oh, my clothes will get wet. What will happen? And I watch Shiv just walk into the
Yeah.
rain. There's no fear.
And
It's like
like the smell
it
of the
it
wet,
reminded me.
like the mud, it's like the soil, it's so nice to smell that freshness,
Yes. I agree with that. Yes, the area I'm from is pretty marshy. Like when we get rain, it can get like soggy,
In
but
India also it's the
it's kind of
same.
nice. Like
Like there, it's not that all good
yeah,
things. There are also side, like you have will be walking on the dirty soil. Your clothes will be dirty. Your some car will come and driven the puddle and
splash.
then
Yeah,
splash water at you. It's the same. But I like to see the positive side of it for the enjoyment. Everything is
yeah,
experience.
yeah. It's very
We
true. It's
if
very
you
true. Plus,
if you
it's kind of
remember,
funny.
when we were going to temple, we were drenched in the rain in Toronto also. And we were late for
I was
movies on
thinking
the
about
day,
that.
like day before my leaving. Yep.
Departure. Yeah. That day was funny because you were visiting a friend before you came to the theater. This was in Toronto, folks, where we joked we had our own monsoon. You said you stepped outside of the where you guys were getting coffee
St.
and the
Lawrence,
rain
yeah, St.
started.
Lawrence Market.
Yeah,
And within
St. Lawrence
5 minutes,
Market,
it
and it
was
started
raining,
pouring.
pouring, and I was like, "What is happening?"
The universe was remembering it's supposed to be monsoon soon for you, so it just started raining.
Uh,
Uh, and yes, that day that we were going for dinner, went to temple and then dinner
yeah,
in Toronto as well, and it was pouring. I think
I think
uh,
Toronto was
after we
sad
got out
because
of,
I was leaving.
yeah, yes, definitely. Well, so sad that even an hour after we got out of the rain, my sweater was still soaked. And it's not like a heavy sweater, it should have been dry. And I thought, oh wow, that's how wet we got. Because I didn't have an umbrella, so I used my sweater as my umbrella. we looked like we all took a shower like with our clothes on and then just like went outside of the house. Like,
And it's like,
oh
oh,
wow.
it was amazing experience. But enough about like me. I wanted to ask something about you. Like I have heard more winter there is very, I have visited but not in direct winter. I have always come around the time when either winter is weaning off or the winter is going to start. So like, how is the
But
winter
it's not
in
in full
Canada? Can you
effect.
tell something about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I guess that's like the comparison, right? So monsoon is really big and unique to India. Winter's not unique to Canada, but the winters we experience, I would say, are pretty unique,
Okay.
because uh, Canada's very like geographically like very huge,
Mm-hmm.
right? West to east within the country, and the west of Canada is actually situated farther north than a lot of like the heavily populated like central and east part. So Toronto, for example, geographically actually dips south of like New York State, so, some parts of like New York State. So we get winter and we still get probably like minus 10 degrees is like the coldest actually it's been minus 20 here before as well, but typical winter minus 5 minus 10 once you're into like January weather. Out west, because they're farther north, or even in the same province I'm in, if you just drive north, because you can drive all the way to like Hudson Bay from like in Ontario, it gets to like minus 40.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to have fun on like social media or like just online, if you just Google, people in the winter throwing their coffee cups, people will go outside to show how cold it is, and they'll take like a cup of water or like a hot liquid, and they'll just like throw it out into the air, and it like freezes and it flash freezes. It's that cold.
Yeah.
If you don't cover your face, you get like frostbite right away.
Oh.
So yeah, so we get that kind of like extreme, and that's been like my whole life as long as I can remember, knowing that the weather gets like that. But luckily in Toronto, it's not. We don't get the minus 40, so minus 20 is still pretty cold, or minus 10 even. But because we're close to the water, just like how monsoon is crazier in like Veravel, let's say, for us, it's like a damp, wet cold.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel the cold right to your bones, and it's like it sticks to you. Like, have you ever been in wet clothes and then you get cold? like that's what the cold feels like on your body in the
Yeah.
winter. Yeah, so that's like, I guess, a general overview of winter. But I do have some funny things that I can add. In the '90s in Toronto, because you'll hear this joke. Some people still joke about this. In the '90s, we had a mayor in Toronto. His name was Mel Lastman. He was like a very like big business owner too, and I think his business closed down quite controversially recently. But anyways, not the point of the story. When he was our mayor in the '90s, there was such a bad snowstorm that he actually called in the military to to help clear the snow. Because even like this last winter we got a really big snowstorm, and I joked with Shivam that now you'll be able to see who grew up in the city and who grew up in a small town based on how prepared people were to deal with the snow. Like where I grew up, we're used to getting big snowstorms. It's not that far from Toronto, but it's really close to like some snow
Mm-hmm.
belts, so we get a lot of snow.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was no problem. Got the boots. We get some salt to sprinkle on our little patch of gravel that we have, so we don't slip. Get the shovel. I taught him how to break ice with the shovel.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go out, you see some people are just not prepared at all, because the city is not usually where you see the snow collect.
Oh.
But we had like piles of snow, like maybe 3-4 feet high in the city. So when that happens, people start to worry, right? And so one time the mayor called in the military, and it's a big joke here because luckily we don't have war in Canada. There's like not much like for a military to do, but they can clean the snow in Canada. And that's all due respect to our military.
Yeah.
They work very hard and they're very wonderful.
Yep.
But uh,
So
that's what we decided to use
yeah.
them for.
So I would like to share my experience. When I was in stuck there in 2020, it was March. Like 3rd
Ah,
March I came, and then within few days it was like lockdown was announced. So when we were
yeah.
after that, we were going somewhere like that time. Some work my friend had, and I was accompanying her, and we went to Victoria Harbour and that side further north from the Berry, and we walked. First time in my life I walked on a frozen lake that time. And if in
Oh,
March it was that frozen, then I cannot imagine in
yes.
the like November, December, and January.
Yeah. Oh, so people go ice fishing a lot in Canada. There's vehicles that are like amphibious, and or some people just drive their trucks, I'm pretty sure, onto the lake, and then they have like a hut that they can erect, and they drill a hole through the ice and they sit there
Mm-hmm.
and fish. But the ice is very thick.
Mm.
It's also very common that we literally do play ice hockey,
Oh.
not just in arenas, right? But the reason why hockey is Canada's sport is most people even in their backyards, they'll um they'll block off like an area if they can, and they'll put like the hose to flood it
Mm-hmm.
so that it freezes over and they can play hockey in their backyard.
Okay.
In public parks in the summer, or sorry, in the summer, not in the summer, that wouldn't work. In the winter in public parks, on the baseball diamonds, you'll see the people who run the arenas, they'll do the same thing. They'll flood the baseball diamond in the winter, and they'll even maintain the ice just so kids can come and play for free, ice hockey. But that's awesome that you got to walk. Isn't it kind of scary,
Oh,
even
she
though you
was
know you're
walking so
okay?
confidently, and I was like, "Should I walk? Should I walk?" It was amazing
Yes.
experience. Like because of her, I have experienced many things which I would have never experienced. Thanks to her.
Yeah, and she's the same friend you got caught in the
Yes,
rain with.
yes, she was the same friend. We are friends from 10 years.
Oh, that's awesome. And Barrie is a good place if you want to see a lot of snow, because that is like that snow belt. Barrie actually gets a lot of extreme weather.
Mhm.
They don't get monsoon, but they do get tornadoes, and that's not really common in Canada either. But in Barrie, anything happens.
So in
uh,
India,
there's
yeah, yeah. So you
yeah.
finish.
I was just gonna say that there's one other thing that comes with the winter,
Mm-hmm.
which is the ice. And the ice here, when we have ice
Mm-hmm.
storms, can. can collect on trees and power lines, and it gets really heavy.
Okay.
So in the 90s as well, the ice got so heavy that it actually crushed some hydro towers, and people were out of power for like 4 weeks,
Yeah,
some
so
of them.
in
And in
monsoon
Quebec
also we
often.
have the same thing. Sometimes it's raining so hard and heavy, and some like electric things, the transmitter or something burst, and then we don't have lights for many days. In as a kid we used to use, but then generators and the inverters and all came, so it's like temporary thing. Yeah, we are getting
Yeah.
better at it.
That's the beauty of like humanity,
Yeah.
right? Is we adapt. I think you were just about to say I said anything goes in Barrie, and you were just about to say anything goes or anything goes in India.
So I was going to tell you, because you told me the snow, and it like popped, my one incident popped out in my head, so I just wanted to share. So first time we saw snowfall was in Leh Ladakh. Me and she, me, mom, dad, and she, we went for a trip, and we whole night me and she was up because it was snowing, and it was something we never saw, and like we were sipping cup of tea and seeing that, and like morning dad and mom came, and they were like, we saw the, did you see there is a snow outside, and like we were up whole night. And the next like few days we had planned the trip, and we like, it is Leh Ladakh is the northern part of India, where there is like not like Canada, but there is very much snow, you can see like till
Yeah,
knees also,
yeah.
sometimes you the snow level is there. And we were going to visit one of the beautiful place called Pangong Lake, and it was roadblock because of the some sliding of the mountain was there, and snow was blocking the road. So our driver was Toshi was his name. I still remember his name. He was the kindest soul I have met. And he was like, "Don't worry." And he took the chain out from the trunk of the car, and he put a chain on the tires. I still have that picture with
Smart.
me somewhere, but I still remember that episode, that thing very vividly.
Yeah.
And then he was very prepared, and everybody came took reverse and went back, and we waited for some time, and they cleared the road, and we were one of the few people who could visit Pangong Lake, because thanks to the driver, he was very confident about driving in the snow. And that
Very
place is
smart.
beauty, like once in
Yeah.
lifetime you should visit that place. I'm very very
That's a
thankful to
good
him.
reminder. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I mean, maybe this person will hear the podcast someday, but either way, we're singing your praises and clapping because that's very well prepared and delivered a beautiful experience for you guys. It's a good reminder too that India does have all four seasons. It's just not all four seasons
Yep.
everywhere. It's like
I told you we are
it's
very
curated.
fortunate country. I told you prior also.
Yes. Yes. Uh, it's very, very true. And this concept of adaptability, I saw like a lot of that when I visited Gujarat. That uh, I respect that quality so much, and I think humans were forced to have it. It's not something. If we could all just do the same thing all the time, I feel like everybody would, and that thing would probably be like watching TV or something, like knowing how our generation is. But nature forces us to
Yeah.
be adaptable, and it's really admirable quality. I think that was a pretty good like exploration. Is there anything like left unsaid,
Oh,
or
many things
anything
left
you think
unsaid,
people
but
should
right
know about
now nothing is
monsoon?
coming in
Yes.
my mind. I want to tell you one thing, that near Veraval, if you come next time in monsoon, if there is very good beautiful waterfall, Jamjira waterfall, where we can go and enjoy the monsoon together.
Okay, I would love that,
Yeah.
and we'll record some of it maybe for our podcast viewers. And this will be in the future, folks. So you'll have to keep watching every week and listening every week.
We have visited many of the
uh,
waterfalls, but it was mostly in the like either early winter or during our summer season, because that's the only time school was like we had vacations, and that time we could visit.
you were able to go. Yeah. Well, okay. So I'll definitely do that during monsoon, and I invite you, if you're brave enough for a Canadian winter, you come January or February. That's the so we can celebrate your birthday or my
Sure.
birthday, or just come for both. And that's the dead of winter in Canada.
And
uh,
I will take you for a long drive in winter, sorry, in monsoon. It is amazing. We stop for tea, we stop for food on the hot food somewhere, and it's cold and it's raining, and you are listening to music, and it's very nice.
oh, that's beautiful. I like that as a final image for the podcast. The image of rain, right? You can hear rain, you can smell rain, you can feel
Yeah.
rain, and that experience you're talking about, like eating warm food, but and you can feel like the moisture of the rain. Snow um, has the same atmosphere, but there's no sound when it's snowing, right? Unless it's like freezing rain. The snow is like falls like little like specks of paper, right? And snowflake lands on. So snow is quiet, but the sight of it, right, and you can still
It's
smell it, the
magnificent.
freshness
Yeah.
of the cold air. Yeah, and so I think that those are really two really. So today's episode is snow here, rain there, right? Like a or a better crafted title once it's written. But the long and the short of it is, right? Snow in the west, rain in the east,
Yeah.
and we can leave our listeners with just that image, that soothing image of listening to the rain and smelling it, the rain, and having like a hot chai, and then same thing with the snow, but there's just no audio, but you'll still have all the senses going. Dr. Art, stay safe, stay dry.
And last thing I want to say that like we all the seasons, whichever be monsoon, it can be winter. It comes with its own difficulties and its own challenges. But the real enjoyment, if you find that calm in chaos, then you'll be able to see the small
Yes.
small like grateful experiences that you will enjoy and cherish for life, like I do with my family. And stop and look at the beauty of the nature and enjoy whatever season it is.
Yes, absolutely. I concur. Thank you, folks, for listening and coming on this journey with us this week. Hopefully, you learned a few things you didn't know, whether it was how Toronto calls in the military for snow, or all about all the amazing things about monsoon. We will be back at this again next week for you with another episode. If you want to leave in the comments an experience you've had in either of this inclement weather, we would love to hear from you. But until next time, that'll be all for us at the West East podcast. Say goodbye, Dr. Art.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
So one for my city, two for my city. God knows what I wouldn't do for my city. Three for my city, four for my city. No, I'm the one who'd go to war for my city. Five for my city, six is my city. Holla at me if y'all vibe with my city. Come try on my city, don't you lie in my city. Symbol of truth, I'll fight for my city.
The West East podcast is part of the We campaign, also known as Anti-East Indian Hate Campaign by Viragya Entertainment. You can weigh in on the conversation in the meantime in our comments section or on our social media. You can also visit www.imshivam.net/w.e. Remember, Vasudev Kutumbakam. We are all one family. Until next time.